Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am going to do a page from my traveler's notebook. It's going to be super simple, this one. I am using I think it's the Good Day Sunshine Documenter Kit from Studio Calico. This was from April, but it only just arrived not that long ago, so I still have a stack of these cards left, and I'm going to use them in my notebook today rather than in my project life album. The first thing I have done is printed off a full page photo. So it's roughly 4¼ inches wide by 8¼ inches high. I print at home on an inkjet printer, so I've just printed that off at home, so it's super simple to get a full page photo. And I've pulled out a bunch of cards that I think will coordinate, so they're less likely to be ones with kind of sentiments or text on them, and more just kind of patterns and colors that I think work nicely with my photo. I have also grabbed out a bunch of stacking tag dies. I think these ones are actually Studio Calico dies from many years ago as well, but I'll link some similar products down below for you. I don't believe these ones are available any longer, but there are always tons of stacked dies like this. So I'm picking out some of those smaller dies, and I'm just going to start die cutting a bunch of these tags. I am being kind of careful to make sure that the patterns on them, if they are directional, that I'm cutting them so that those tags are going to be up the right way, because you can see what I'm doing here. I'm stacking all of the tags kind of up the vertical left edge of the left hand side of my page. So here's an example here with this particular heart print. It's a 3x4 vertical card, and so I want to make sure that the tag that I'm die cutting out of there is just making sure that those hearts are going to be upright when I lay them on my page like that. Hopefully that makes sense. You can see with the sunshine card there, I did the same thing. At the moment, I'm using a little diamond press die cutting machine, but for that larger sunshine tag, I did have to pull out my Cuttlebug to get the die that was going to fit the most of the sunshine's face in there. But you can see I had to make sure that that die was going to face the right way when it was on the page. Otherwise, my sunshine would have been upside down. Now, I think I only used like 5 or 6 cards, something like that. Lots of them here, though. I've kept all of these scrappy little pieces. And so when I go to die cut these even smaller tags, like this one is totally teeny, I love it, I can use those scrap pieces. So there was really not a whole lot of waste involved in this kind of project. Despite me die cutting the tags, I am using a considerable amount of those actual journal cards. I am just being mindful of like where I'm cutting pieces from. So this scrap, the card had 3 colors on it. So the first tiny tag, I've ended up with the yellow and the pink. And the second tiny tag, I cut it so it was mostly the teal color. So I haven't really, I'm sort of roughly, vaguely kind of arranging the tags in the order that I want them to go in. But once I've got enough, I don't know what enough is, I've got more than enough here, I think. I'm going to start actually kind of arranging them and adhering them down permanently. This otherwise, you know, it could have gone on forever. I could have rearranged these a million different times, but I really just want to get this page done. It was supposed to be a super quick page. All of that die cutting was 100% the longest part of this page, and the adhering down, to be honest. I've run out of tape runner, so I'm back to double-sided tape, which I don't love. I am making things a little bit easier on myself by using like a bone folder just to make sure that that tape is really adhered down nicely, and then I can use my tweezers to kind of peel the backing off. That did make things a little bit easier. This was kind of a cheap tape from a craft store, and so that backing tape can be a tiny bit difficult to get off. Now that I've got the majority of those kind of larger tags stuck down, I can start adding some of the smaller ones. And really all I'm trying to do as I stick down these tags is just balance out some of those colors. The colors aren't exactly right for my photo, but they're close enough. I've got bunches of teal and yellow and pink, my favorite, of course. I'm also trying to balance out some of the patterns. So for instance, I've got 2 tags with these little black and white hearts. I want to make sure they're not sitting too close to each other. Same with those kind of diagonal stripes. I did end up peeling up and removing the yellow one. I felt like it was a little bit too close to that green and white diagonal. Same with this one here with the sort of tealy grid. I want to add that to the top so it's not too close to the one down the bottom. It's just kind of a rough balancing act. I'm just doing it by eye, balancing out colors and patterns until I have a nice full page on that left-hand side. Now really there's not a whole lot left to do on this page. I'm going to adhere down my photo. Again, I'm using the double-sided tape. I'm going to just peel off a little piece of the tape and then make sure my photo is lined up. I have left a tiny little bit of a margin between my photo and the middle of the book, maybe about 1/8 of an inch, something like that, just to make sure that there's plenty of room for that book to fold over nicely. Now, one of the things I loved about this kit, and it's come in especially handy for this page, is these little chipboard hearts. Because my cardigan on my photo is a little bit more on the blue side as opposed to these very green teals, I managed to add in some of that color into this page by using some of those blue hearts. So that really did tie all of those colors together very nicely. I will say I do end up going back after I finish filming. I peel up some of those hearts and just peel some of the chipboard backing off them. It's not a particularly kind of thick chipboard, but it is a little bit too thick for my liking as far as a traveler's notebook goes. So they were super easy to peel off the page. I just peeled them off. You just used those tweezers again to just dig into that chipboard a little bit and just peel that down, and then I used some liquid adhesive just to stick them back in the exact same place that they were. Now the last thing that I want to add to my page, because I have added a tiny bit of journaling down the bottom of my page there, I just typed that out on my typewriter on some scrap paper and just used a glue stick to stick that down onto the white portion of the page. Super easy way to add some journaling. I'm not a super fan of my handwriting, much prefer typed journaling, and that was a really easy way to add it. I'm going to add a teeny little title at the top here. I love these yellow alphas. I have used a stack of them, but I am determined to really use as many as I can. I've still got a bunch of E's left, so I can add a title onto here. I'm just adding love these guys. It's a mix of upper and lowercase, just based on which letters I have left purely. I'm trying to space them so that they're in the white space at the top of my photo. I didn't quite manage that very well. I should probably have done a little bit more planning than what I did. As it is, my title ends on top of my computer, and then I'm just going to tie my title to my journaling by using a couple of these teeny little asterisks, one by the title, one by the journaling, and that is this page all done. I love using these cards in my notebook, especially because there are so many in that pack, and I feel like I'm making quite a good dent in them. Hey, thanks for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, I'm going to leave a couple of videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.